Good evening, Papis. Hey,
Yo,
good morning. Well, good morning
welcome, welcome.
for Mr. Nevin and
Hello,
good evening
hello,
for us.
hello. Yes,
And
for
for
me,
us, it's
yes. So fun thing, we haven't really talked about this, right, guys? But at the current moment of recording, I am in Aruba in the Caribbean, and it is now 4:10, so 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And
Yeah,
guys,
it's still
how late
afternoon.
is it now there? Where are you now?
It's 10, no, it's 10:10.
Barcelona. It's
Yeah,
10:10.
yeah.
10:10. All right.
The pajama party here. PJ party.
Yeah, the PJ party,
Uh-huh.
the pre-party. No, it's like the sleeping party. No, now we
I'm
are.
drinking my milk.
No, nice. No, but guys, what we can talk about what we said in the group, but also a bit like as an extension what we talked the last episode. No, I think it's also can be interesting about the monster, the beast, the alpha male inside of you, the strong Papi. It was yeah, it
Definitely
was
last time,
yeah,
yeah, I felt that we opened up a door that we don't have to close back because it felt very good. It felt good where the conversation went to. And, I think it comes back to this that on the world, there's like a overall overview that you have to be this goody, good for everybody, love, and it's good. But there's also a warrior part, the enlightened warrior part, especially for men that comes to play.
yeah,
It's because there's the law of the jungle, no? Tom coined the term the other day. There's the law of the jungle. There's all the emotions, the wants, the desires. There's also respect, authority that comes into play. How do you gain authority in the workplace or in school, anywhere in your
Mhm.
relationship? And I think all of these things come with a bit of fire, with a bit of punch to it. And this punch can easily be misinterpreted as toxic masculinity. But I
Yeah,
believe that it's an crazy opportunity to dive into this, kind of unwrap what's really behind it all, right?
yes, true, yeah. No, I think I think the concept also of this monster it came from Jordan Peterson. No, I think he said this in some videos. I don't know if you saw it. But he said
Mm-hmm.
that you have to be able to be the monster, to unleash the monster, but it doesn't have to be that you are always a monster. No, it's like, but you have to be able to play with it, like, and not to being too nice, as we said, maybe like not to being
Mm.
too nice all the time, and also not to be an asshole all the time, but to be able that if, let's say, as we discussed last time, if someone cuts you the line let's go, you cut you the line, you can go and be the monster for a moment, just to show your space, no? And
And I
to
want to share that I just like yesterday night, I heard this from a girl, a woman that knows what she wants. And she said, I love it when a man just goes for what he wants and protects and says, hey, you cut in my line. Or if you got the wrong food at a restaurant, to say, hey, no, I didn't order this. Get us the right food. Come on, come on. And this energy may sometimes be perceived as asocial or controversial, but this is like really attractive as well to have as a man, to be able to do it in a conscious way.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's again the puppy, the leader, the person who goes after things, and also the yin and the yang, the beauty and the beast. We have both inside, and sometimes you have to be a beauty even if you're a man, and then
Yeah,
sometimes you
yeah,
have
of
to be a
course.
beast whenever you have to stand up for yourself. When they bring you your uh, fake meat burger and you order the real meat burger, I don't want to
Hmm.
I don't want to trigger
That
any vegans here, but yeah.
No, you're actually vegan, but you're actually vegan,
that's
so it's
like
okay.
that's
I'm
a
not.
good example.
I know
That's
you.
a really good
Yeah,
example.
yeah. No,
Yeah.
that's a good point. No, but no, the monster is a good point because also the monster is also inside of you. No, it doesn't have to also to be related to others, but also the way you treat yourself. Let's say if you're too nice also with your own self, also you don't take action because let's say I will be very direct and now I will unleash the monster now. But if you're being a little pussy or you're being a little a little bitch boy with your life, like like you say something but you've been a little bitch with what you said, then you have to you have to be the monster also like inside of you. Let's say I give you an example. Um let's say I see a beautiful girl on the street and I really want to talk to her. Like I can say to myself, hey, let's not be, I don't want to be the little bitch. No, I want to go and I don't have to have the fear. Like, I mean, this monster energy or this beast energy helps to conquer fear. Yeah, so to conquer the fear. I think that's maybe the main topic. I don't want to be too aggressive or too controversial, but I mean this energy helps to conquer
I
the
think
fear.
it's good because Tom's French accent, he can say multiple like cursing words, but he can just get away with it. Say, I said beach. What are you talking about? There's nothing wrong. So he can
It's
get away
easy
with it.
for him.
It's a good one.
But
Yeah.
I want to share that I also read something that was very powerful, and it gave an example of this young conqueror in Turkey. His name was Mehmet, and he was the person that conquered, back then it was called Constantinople. It was the biggest and most powerful city in all of Europe, kind of like it was in between Europe and Asia. And this guy, with 20 years old, 20 years old, he led himself, of course, with his commanders and everything, but he led at 20 a 2-year war and took over the biggest city in Europe. And the values and the stoicism and the training that this guy had in him, he was a ruthless leader, was able to either save your life or kill you within a second, taking these decisions. But now if you look at the 20-year-olds of today, they can't even conquer their life. They can't even conquer their bedroom and clean it and organize it, so we have also been made weak by all of the systems we have around us to make our life easy. The phone especially, even though it makes our life easy, it's also making us weak. Because let's go to this most basic version of this example. A guy wants to go and talk to the girl, and we already established that the Papis is going to be a little more lean towards masculinity. Guess what? We're 3 guys, so let's talk about we have balls, so let's stick to that topic. And if you as a guy want to meet a girl, you're going to have to muscle up this conquering energy and move towards that and conquer that. But now everybody's on Tinder, swiping away from the comfort of your bedroom. You're under the sheets and you're like swiping. We're like, yeah, I'm such a strong man. Let me swipe. I swipe on. Oh, I got a like. Yes, I can finally validate myself. I'm a real fucking man. Yes, that is not a real man. This is just, it's a fake system created to make money. Tinder is there like a slot machine. And I had a Tinder date yesterday, guys. Believe me, I'm not being here hypocrite. Everybody falls into it, but I just see as it is. It's the truth. And it's like a slot machine, and it is a tool, but what it is taking away social skills or the obligation. Because back then, if you didn't swipe and you didn't go talk to anybody, your balls will explode. You would not get any type of interaction, any type of sex, any type of connection. So it was either do or die. It was either do or die. But now we have do or swipe or chill or all these other things that are
or
just
watch
making.
porn or
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
very
Do or
simple.
jerk.
Yeah, do or jerk. Well, you're right. Well.
So true. There's a saying, who hesitates masturbates, but it is what it is.
But I mean, maybe but I mean, the energy that we are talking about, the beast or the monster, is this energy that helps you to go over the fear. Because to go over the fear, you need courage. You need like some courage. You need some strength.
Wow.
And this is like the beast. It's like not to see it as a bad thing. You have to see it as a good thing that empowers you to go beyond this fear, beyond this fire, beyond these things. And I think this is also what made us guys when we're like in a very down moment. You could choose to stay there, or you can choose to do something about it. And I think this was the beast talking. Like this is not it's uncomfortable. And he said, you know what? Now I will stop. For me, I used to smoke weed. As I said, I used to smoke weed and to sleep all day, to play video games all day. But then the beast came and then said, I don't want this anymore. And then I changed. What I mean is like you have this uncomfort inside, and then you have this strong energy that says it's not for me. It's like do or die. Was exactly what you said. I think it's like exactly, we can resume it as you said, the do or die.
Yeah, I actually want to mention this name because we didn't, I think, okay, maybe once we didn't mention this name, but I will, Andrew Tate. It's gonna get, I don't know, maybe you're gonna get hated on or shadow banned or whatever, but no, I don't think so.
It's all part of it, Flo. Hate is also a form of love, bro.
I love hate because love is hate. But yeah, so that's why that's one of the things that he's also talking about a lot, like this beast pain. You know, you have to experience pain. You have to let this beast out and let it control you or take over you, so you can actually conquer. You can actually get over your fears and, you know, the hard times, because the hard times shape you. You know, and like you said, Tom, if you're a pussy, chances are pretty low that you are going to get over your fears and challenges. So
Otherwise, you'll stay in comfort. Yeah.
But they
exactly.
say you become what you eat, Flo. So I don't know. Elaborate.
Okay, yeah, that's true. True. Actually, I went to a festival a few weeks ago, and there was a guy wearing a T-shirt. It's like, um, go vegan, eat pussy. It's like, okay, nice T-shirt. Anyways, yeah, I think it's what you said, Tom or Nevin before. It's do or jerk. It's so true. You know, you have to go after and
Because now, look, now we're talking, we you know, do our jerk. It's like in the context of a guy just going to talk to a girl in the supermarket or in the school. But guys, it can be maybe that you're now currently in a job. No, you're listening. You listening. You're in a job, but you're getting treated like shit by your colleagues. They're calling you down. It's a toxic work environment. The pay is not good enough. You don't even like the job. You hate your boss. And now you have one side of you is like, I should just try to make it work and try. But then you have the beast telling you, get the fuck out of this place. The beast wants to just crush the computers and just and say, I quit. And then constantly you have literally on one side here, you have the angel or the goody goody saying, no, stay in the job. Your colleagues need you. Yeah. And then, no, motherfucker, leave. Go. Follow your dreams. And it's honestly, guys, I really believe it's a beautiful dance because I would say that my beast also got me to where I am today. It's also me saying enough, no, go away, I hate you, or cutting people away from my life and being warrior mode. It's also important. So it's two. The Papi is the warrior, ruthless, ready to chop off heads, but at the same time also the provider, the caregiver, the lover, there to be the space holder. So it's such a crazy balance, right? It's two extremes, two
Yeah.
sides of the extreme. So
No,
how
it's
do you
so
balance
interesting,
that,
bro.
Flo and Tom? How do you guys balance all this energy?
It's so deep, bro. Because also, just to go a bit more on this topic of the energy, I think it's like this is like the survival mode. It's like the survival beast that we have inside, you know. And after maybe we can talk about it. But also this last week, I was watching some videos about the natural selection, about natural selection,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
how you work. Or you know, like sometimes you have this DNA inside of you that makes you like survive or not. And I think yes, this beast plays a role into your survival mechanism to survive. Because when you're feeling threatened like by your environment, then you have this beast or this survival thing that comes and then that wants to get out and to grow. Because yeah, no, but I think boy, you have to let go of being too pleasing people. Yeah, I think maybe this could be the word, like pleasing others and to do things like that you know it's right for you.
mm,
And sometimes you can
yeah.
piss off some people, of course, but it's like yeah, if you don't do it, then who is rolling your world? Like as you say, Nevin, like if you hate your job, if you hate your life, you have to take charge. You have to take control of your life. You cannot wait for the boss to give you a raise or anything. You have to take you control of
I
it.
think a key word, and then I will let Flo. I think a key word here is I don't know, I wanna research the word what it means as well. Confrontation. The idea of having to have the confrontation with the stranger girl on the street, the confrontation with the boss, confrontation with your wife that you don't want to be with anymore, confrontation with your parents that are treating you badly and you need to take some space from them. And I think it's the fear of this initial confrontation as well that the beast has to be able to take on, right? It's like muscle up this courage for confrontation because I don't know why it came up for me. I think it's important to share. So
Mhm.
in my past relationship, I was with a Russian girl. I will not mention her name, so you guys know her. And basically, during this relationship, there were multiple times where she was able to prove herself to be more brave than me, even at the restaurant, if it was a wrong order, or if it was me going to ask if you could rent a car, while I know I don't have a credit card and it's challenging to rent a car. I got 10 no's, but she still wanted me to go and push me, and she went and she got it. Yeah, so you know what I mean? So it was like this competitiveness in the relationship challenged me and made me realize that I could be much more confrontational and care less. I'm too worried about people's emotions and this. And as a man, it's good, no, to be intuitive and in touch with your feminine energy. But at the base of it, you're not here to please anybody. You are literally not here to please and goody goody and no, you're just here to do what you know is right in your heart and go for it. And I really think it's deep confrontation. And why are we so deadly afraid of saying what we need to say to people, you know? Including me. I'm a big man. I speak strong, but when it comes multiple times, I have to take myself through a whole thinking process to be able to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. It's interesting that you mentioned it because I kind of can relate to your ex relationship. And you know, this is the thing. I think everything we do or the way we behave, especially in relationships, is based on what we learned from the parents, right? So if you didn't have this father figure who was like, you know, oh, like a alpha, like you know, standing up for himself, then chances are pretty high that you are not going to be the same, or you're going to be the same. So you're not going to be this alpha standing up for yourself and setting boundaries. I think is also super important. But for that, you need to be aware of your values. And for me, now it became a value to be true to myself, and also stand up, to stand up for myself whenever something happens. And yeah, I can relate what you said because it happened also to me so many times that I wasn't the man I wanted to be, and then I was ashamed. And you know, the outside world is just a mirror, so it's always a reflection. And then whenever it triggers you, you know that there is something you have to work on. There's something that just fucking you from inside out, and you have to work on it. And yeah, you know, it's also boundaries. Like if you don't have your boundaries, then people will step on you and step over you, and they will use you, and you will just end up pleasing. So you will always put yourself second or last.
Yeah.
So yeah, you really have to take care.
Also, I wanted to say, because maybe last time I talked about this a bit, but as human, you know, as a human species, we are the biggest predator on this planet. So like, at the end, we are the biggest predator because we are in the top of the food chain. And of course, it can be scary, you know, for some people to feel this beast inside because, you know, you see an animal or you see a plant, and of course, you don't want to love it, you know, don't want to kill it or to eat it. But at the end, you know, let's say you're in the island and not know there is apocalypse or anything. If you see a chicken and let's say you were vegan before, you see a chicken, well, I'm sorry, but sorry for all the vegans listening, but you're starving from where you're starving, you will go and chop the chicken, and you will eat it, because it's at the end, you will go back to your essence, You will go back to the predator that you are inside. And I don't mean, it doesn't mean that we have to kill things or, you know, to be like a monster also, but I mean that we have to accept that we are a predator. We have to accept that inside of us we are also like the god. You know, we also have the god's part inside, but also we have this animal inside. And I think this is important to remember ourselves about this. That's also what we are talking now, no? About this topic about the beast. I think it's really related to what makes us human.
I love it, bro. I think, you know, it's also not just a thing from now. It's not a conversation from now, bro. If you look at artwork, like deep artwork from the 1500s, like really all the artwork, the religious artwork, but also just all the famous painters, they always depict some form of darkness, devils, angels, dragons. So darkness was always a part of human beings and human experience, but it's only at this point where we have so many human rights, everything is getting putting glitter on everything, and it's you know, we are humans with being painted in movies as this perfect, like logical, rational human beings. And this is a fake picture as well, because you know what, we go through all our levels of experiences, and there is a way So I love it because I wanted to share earlier, like beast. When I hear beast, I hear beast mode, beast mode on, right? You go to the gym and it's like beast mode on. But where else in your area are you putting in beast mode? Are you activating it in your school, in your university? Are you activating it in your job, in your relationship? Are you activating to be the really powerful beast, great loving man or woman in your relationship? You know, so it's like beast mode. It's multiple ways. But so what I wanted to say is that I believe that the Papi surpassed the beast, or more than anything, the Papi refined the beast as well. Because if you think about the word beast, no, beast somehow it makes me think about the loss of control. Like a beast is like just he's a beast, he's just rah, rah, or not, or maybe it's control of a lot of power, in control, but somehow it's a crazy
It's
word.
unleashed.
I
Yeah,
don't
you
know.
feel like it's
Like
unleashed.
the beast, unleash the beast. The beast is inside, not unleash the beast. But I believe that, especially when it comes to dating, seduction, and business, you cannot fully unleash the beast. And this is where it comes in, where you are human, you are, a talker, great guy, but you bit and pieces, you show your beast. You can unleash your beast by just looking somebody in the eye, smiling, and telling them, no, thank you. No, thank you. I do not want this. Thank you. Have a great day. You unleash the beast. You didn't have to scream. You didn't have to, but it still takes the same beast energy to also be able to put your boundaries. I want us to give the audience a step-by-step process that they can use to start setting boundaries. And if you guys could like do it general, so you could like apply it in all areas of life, of course, it can be adapted. But what is a way, or when do you receive some type of behavior from someone or something, and you as a Papi can put your foot down and say it's enough, or this no longer happens, or this now has to happen this way? How does it work? Maybe Tom could start. Tom, since you
Yeah, it's a good point,
there. Yeah.
No, and it's a good question, Bob. But I think first is always to know who you want to be and what you want first, like because otherwise you cannot set up boundaries if you don't know what you want, or if you don't know who you want to become. Because yeah, you have to have a certain idea of what you want first. Then I would say, then it's to stick to it. So let's say you say I want to become yeah, I want to become a leader, let's say in a certain thing, like in a business or in a community. You have to act also this way. And I mean also with this, being responsible and putting boundaries into the community. Let's say, well, I'll give you an example of the book club because it's the easiest way. What I did on Friday, I sent a message in the group saying that now people that come late will not be able to join anymore, like, or people have to arrive early or have to arrive on time, because I saw that people were coming late to escape or to skip a bit the introduction and stuff. And, as the leader or as the organizer, I want the best event possible for everyone, and also for me and also for everyone. So what I said, I put boundaries in a way. I put like a structure or a rule saying that now you have to come early, otherwise you cannot join anymore. Or what I did actually is like, it's not that they cannot join anymore. What I did is I gave the one that came late, I gave them like a challenge. Of course, I can still join, but I gave them like a game or something that I have to do. And what it was like, so 2 people came late, not only 2. So it was good. Ours was a success making this boundary. But 2 people came late. And what I told them is like, they have to improvise from a word that I told them in secret in their ears. So let's say I said tree, or I said green, and they have to improvise for 2 minutes using this word, and then the other people, they have to guess which word I said. So like, this is like a game. But anyway, the main thing I wanted to say is that put some rules, like put some it's like a game, like put some rules, put some boundaries, and that you follow, but also that you can see that other people also will follow. Because let's say you don't like, as you say, Nevin, you don't like people stepping on your shoes, or you don't like people touching you, like with no reason. The first time you can tell them, hey man, you can explain it like respectfully. You can say, hey, sorry, I'm not comfortable you touching me like this, or I'm not comfortable you speaking that way to me. You can explain it like in a good way. No, you can do it once, 2 times, and then the last time you can be more strict about it. You say, yeah, man, like now it's not, it's stop, and you don't maybe fight, but you like say it with more voice and stronger. But I think it's first setting the rules, because if you don't know, if the person doesn't know, if you don't communicate the rules or your
Yeah, and
boundary,
just suddenly you
yeah.
suddenly just
Yeah,
like
if you suddenly like
explode.
aggress, yeah, if you suddenly
Mhm.
explode, then the person will not understand. But if at the beginning you set up the rule and you explain the boundary at the beginning, then it's make it much more clear for everyone to understand. So I think it's to communicate it. Yeah.
Mm.
But so maybe I want to go even a bit more micro with this as well, because I'm trying to understand. So I'm curious because I need to learn to set boundaries, guys. I really like, I feel that everybody's walking over me, but I want to know that when I feel this emotion that somebody is pushing my boundary and I need to now adapt my boundary to be more visible, more powerful there. How would you recommend me to do this flow? Like more like also on the emotional basis, like how do I know, how do I know even that I have a boundary or that I have to create one, like how do I know?
Yeah, that's the thing. So last year I did a emotional intelligence coaching, and it was really beneficial because I got out of a relationship, and that time I had no idea about what went wrong, and I had to reflect a lot. So I think this is the first thing. It's like you need to be able to reflect on what is going wrong or what is off in your life. And when it comes to like boundaries, right? So because I was struggling with setting boundaries and also keeping boundaries,
Mhm.
I got, well, disrespected a lot, and also disrespected myself. So this is how it started, right? I didn't respect myself enough, so I didn't have boundaries. And then whenever I got pushed, I was just, well, I wasn't really, so I was uncomfortable, but I wasn't aware of it, right? I wasn't aware because I wasn't even aware of my own boundaries. So I think it's a lot of self-reflection, and being able to regulate. So whenever you are going through something, someone is pushing your button, and then you're just freaking out pretty much, and I don't know, this internal voice is telling you what the f and da da da. You really need to develop, and it's a skill to regulate your feelings or emotions, whatever comes up. And regulating is not something they teach you. That you don't learn at school, because it's super important. That's why you don't learn at school. Shots fired at the school system, but yeah, that's the truth. So
You do
regulating is
learn
huge.
mathematics, flow and grammar, right? So this is more important life skills.
Yeah. History is super important. Anyways, yeah, so regulating was for me one of the biggest keys, and I actually started focusing on this last year. So it helped me a lot tremendously. And now I got to the point whenever my boundaries are being, well, tested, I definitely, I can keep cool. I can keep I can think. It's not like I'm going mad, and I can I can take my time. So for example, we talked about this, I think, in one of the episodes, how when you get triggered and there is a reaction between, there is a time, and then you can actually use this time to regulate, right? But if you go from 0 to 100 in 1 second, there is no time. So you have to be aware of this, that you can actually push out this time, and in this time then you can regulate, and maybe even communicate. Of course, if
Yeah.
someone steps on your shoes once or twice, and you have nice white shoes, and now it's gray and full of dirt and everything, yeah, the third time you are not going to, well, you're still not going to be, or not, you're not gonna freak out, but you will be able to communicate in a normal way. So, being a beast doesn't mean that you freak out and you go crazy. It means that you can
No,
actually
yeah.
communicate and protect your boundaries.
But it's good what
You
you say,
know,
because yeah, you just have to say it at the beginning, because if you
yeah,
wait the third time, the person like,
yes.
then the
Then
person
they're gonna
doesn't know,
say, "Oh, wait, oh, this is normal. I've been doing this for
Yeah,
3 weeks. You never said something." Suddenly,
Yeah,
so it's
yeah,
very good to communicate. Yeah.
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 No, I think for me it's the same. When it comes to boundaries, like knowing what you want. setting the boundaries and also communicating the boundaries, right?
That's why
the key.
otherwise it becomes bad in a way, because let's say, as you said, Nevin, if you don't say it at the beginning, then the person like keeps doing it, and for this person maybe it's not doing something wrong, you know, like maybe this person seems that's not bothering you, but then because you didn't set up the boundary, in one moment you will explode and you will be angry and you say, hey, fuck, I don't want you to step on my shoes. They are like, you know, and then you will scream, and then you will become unstoppable, and then you will hurt the person, or even you will hurt yourself. But if at the beginning you communicate it, then it's much easier, because you will the person knows what can expect if it keeps pushing the button, and it's makes it more healthy for you and for the other.
I love that you guys said the button, because the whole time my mind is like visualizing. And now I came to this scenario. Okay, so imagine you're a DJ. Okay, you're in Ibiza and you have this whole crowd of beautiful girls and guys, all they're dancing, they're jamming the night away, and now you have your DJ table in front of you with all these buttons, all these cool buttons. But now there's all these drunk people next to you on the side, and each time they're reaching over, and in your DJ board, while you're DJing for 100,000 people in Ibiza, they're pressing the button and stopping the music. All the crowd goes, whoop. So now there's all this stress going on, and you now have to figure out a way to cover these buttons. So often what happens is that you have a boundary point, or there's like there's a naked button. Maybe you're not aware of it. Somebody comes in your life and bam, presses it. You say, whoa, I didn't like that. What just happened there? Whoa. And then and there is like a response mechanism that you have to kind of create a cover for this button. So you kind of hide the button, or you put a sign and say, do not press, or I will fuck you up. Don't press this button. Because I love it. No? It's like, hey, that guy really presses my buttons. People often see that, no? But it's because you left them. You left your buttons wide and open to be pressed. So it's really about you getting to know yourself. But I believe that setting it's essential to get triggered first, because I will make this claim, maybe you guys can challenge it, but you can only set a boundary once you know that there's a line for you. You can only set a boundary when something happens, you feel bad about it, and you're like, whoa, I don't like this. Let me create a boundary. But this, I don't like this, it's essential. And people still, you know, so it's good to sometimes also feel the hardship so you can have the boundary.
Yeah, that's a good point, boy. But I think it, as you said, it's about protecting it, and to communicate. I think it's the most important is to communicate it, because if I don't know, you are with someone and he's like he's with you, but it's very touchy. He's like taking your cheek like this. He's like doing like a and boy, and you don't like it for a moment. If you don't say anything, the person maybe thinks that you like it, boy, and you would not say anything. But yeah, and then at one moment, yeah, if you don't say anything, then the moment you will explode, and it's so bad, boy. And then it's really dangerous. So you have to really say, hey, man, no, like I'm not comfortable with this, and you communicate it well. I think that's the best way to set up the boundary and to. But yeah, also, as you say, the boundaries is something you test. You have to test first your buttons to see, oh, this one, okay, this one is not so, it doesn't hurt me so much. Okay, this one, it's bothering me a lot. And so then you see, and it's easier.
This is so deep, because even in a relationship, even in a friendship, Tom, even me and you as well, Flo, we are every single day pushing each other's boundaries to see what we are, who we are, but we're doing it with the right intention. We're doing it with a good heart. But I also believe that there are people that are insecure, and because of that, they're going to try to challenge your boundary. You're going to have people that are going to be smart asses. They're going to challenge your leadership, challenge you because they're insecure about themselves, and then they're going to make it as a challenge to challenge you. But I also believe, since we're on the topic, that women, sorry for all the ladies out there, but biologically, women are designed to test men out and push their boundaries so that they can see if the man will crack under pressure. Because the man that can hold the most amount of stress is the man that can save the family, that can be the good father, that can handle everything. So by biology, girls, I'm not saying that you give us headaches and it's you know, but it's biology. It's just deep down within the subconscious mind, you are always saying, how can I test this man but sometimes the guys are not aware of this biology and what's going on, and you know, it becomes more challenging. But a guy has to be tested. If you really think about all movies and stuff like that, think about the guy, the man, the father in the movie. He's always the one that gets beaten, that has to fight to save the family, while the family is like, and they're like in the house, and the guy has to go through all the haircuts. At the end of the movie, usually the guy is all beaten, almost dead, but it's his sacrifice that helps the family and the world go on. And it's very deep, guys. I really believe that the man is underrated on Earth.
Yeah, but also this is about the monster or the beast we talked at the beginning, is that the boundary. And I mean that the monster will always come, like if you set up the boundaries or not. I mean that, as we said, like if you keep pushing the button, at one moment you will explode, so then the monster will show its face. But this time you will not be in control of the monster, and this time you will maybe hurt other people, and you can even hurt yourself. But when you set up boundaries, you are kind of in control of the monster, because you know where the monster is going to appear. You know that, okay, if this person keeps pushing me in this direction, the monster will come out, and you know it because you are aware of it. And so then it's like using the monster in your advantage in a way. I don't know if you see what I mean, but it's like you're using this kind of test inside of you, and you know, like if this person keeps pushing me in this direction, I will explode. I will be very angry, and I will slap the person in the face or something, like, or you will scream at this person. But the goal, what I said, what we talked also before in the intro, it's not like to be super angry and like super violent. It's to be okay with this monster, to be okay to understand that there is this boundaries, that you have these buttons. But sometimes there are some certain specific situation where people keep pushing the button. You can maybe tell them 100 times that you're not comfortable with this, and they will never stop. And then this time you have to scream, and you have to tell them, you have to show them the monster at this time, because sometimes it happens. Like let's say now I am in my place, and there is like the neighbors. They are putting the music super loud, and tomorrow I have an important interview with a new job. I have to wake up super early. I want to sleep good, but they put music super loud. And it's not even the weekend. Let's say it's a Tuesday. They do it super loud. I can go knock one time, say, hey guys, can you put the volume a bit down, etc. But yeah, you can do it many times. If they keep doing it, you have to go and fuck them up. You have to go and go and say, no, like stop it now,
So I just took a walk to grab a water, and suddenly this thing came up for me. So we were saying this word the whole time, but imagine a boundary is a line you pull, right? It's an invisible line. You're like, okay, don't cross this line. And what happens, you can even imagine it as it's like a laser beam alarm that when you break it, when in the bank, there's all these lasers, and when you cross, and the alarm goes off. So it's kind of a laser line you put up, and once somebody crosses it, there's a reaction. It's a trigger. So it's very interesting. A boundary is a trigger that you have. So let's say you don't like people coming too close to you, just coming too close to your area, right? It's a trigger you have. But what happens is, I believe a boundary is set where when usually people come close to you, you get triggered, you feel uncomfortable, you struggle, and you don't say anything. It's triggering, but you're not saying anything. And I think a boundary is when you use the trigger point is still there, is the same trigger point. It was already there. Your boundaries are kind of already set, but you just have to change the alarm. It's a silent alarm that goes on internally, and you have to now vocalize this alarm and say, hey, I don't like you in my space, so get the fuck away. And this is like the change that really happens. Because if you really think about it, you kind of already have your boundaries. You just haven't discovered them yet, but you already know that you don't like this person. You just haven't experienced him yet to be able to uncover it. But you kind of already have your things set in stone already. Now your personality, you already kind of know what you like, what you don't like. But it's until you experience it that it like comes up. And then you have to be able to manipulate the reaction instead of being you to close up, to be angry, to sit there, to stand there, to be seen. No, proactive. Boom. So it's like more from being non-reactive to being reactive, but in the right way. Maybe like that. I don't know. What do you guys think about? Does it make sense?
No, it does make sense. But maybe to go a bit further in the discussion, to a bit like go further. Also, maybe the boundaries that you can have maybe can be also your biggest opportunities sometimes. Because let's say you have a button, but sometimes, as you say, the example of someone getting close to you, maybe you don't like it, but maybe this boundaries is also blocking you to have an intimate relationship with someone, or maybe it's blocking you to to experience love, to get more friendships. So also being aware also of your boundaries also helps you to see if you want to keep them or not. Also like I think it can be also interesting to talk about it. Because I think in this example, it's a good point, as you said about someone getting close. You remember, Nevin, the first moments we met, you were like coming, hugging me, cracking my back. And at the beginning, I was like, no, like I'm French. Well, it's not my culture. But now, I take it perfectly. Please do me a chiropractor massage, bro. Like perfect. But what I mean is like,
I remember,
like
because I pushed your boundaries, Tom.
yeah, but
and it's it's crazy, guys, because even though I'm thinking I work as a coach and I literally get paid to push people's boundaries. Like I just had this realization: people pay me to push their buttons and to help them to go to expand their comfort zone. Another word there, comfort zone. Your boundary, your comfort zone, because maybe your comfort zone is what's protecting you. Now look, I'm now in my comfort zone, but maybe I have to expand it as well to receive more opportunities, money, pussy, money, holes.
No. No, but that's beautiful, because whenever you are being triggered and your button is being spammed and slammed and everything, that's when you can actually realize, oh, there's something I need to work on. There's something I have to, deal with and make some changes. And that's how you grow as a person. A lot of people don't even know, like you said before, that they have those boundaries because they've never been tested before. So if no one ever stepped on your shoes, then chances are zero that you actually don't like it, or that you know that you like it or don't like it, right? So first they have to step on your shoes, and then you can make changes.
Wow.
Yeah, but also it's nice that you can see it as an opportunity also. That you can see that, as you said, like it can be a way you can grow. Or if it's triggering you, it means that there is something also inside of you that has this reaction, and sometimes it's not only always legitimate. Maybe this person actually maybe didn't do anything bad. Maybe it's just your perception or your reaction to it that you make it as a big deal. But maybe someone going next to you, I don't mean depending on the example, but let's say the person is just in your space of like 1 meter or 2 meters, maybe you don't have to get too triggered because it's not also a big deal. Of course, if the person is next to you, to your face, and is like too close to you, okay, I can understand why it's triggering you, but sometimes we can make also something too big, and maybe it's not even an issue. It's just like maybe you are not comfortable in getting intimate with anyone, or you don't like social interactions.
I just thought about this very deep thought, that when you build a business, you basically create a whole new dimension of boundaries. You create so many boundaries that a whole workforce can come into your boundaries that you create, which is you have the job boundary, the time, the payment bound, like you create this whole system of boundaries, invisible lines, and you put people to work in it. And this is what a business is. It's deep
set of rules.
Yeah, it's like a set of rules that you invent, a game, and people have to play by. And it's the same as well with your boundaries. It is kind of a game. You need to communicate, you need to play like, hey, I don't like getting my ear touched. Good, don't let's play this game. It's very deep, man. This
when you turn green and then you destroy them.
But it's so deep, bro. Man, it's so deep what you say, because let's say now we are let's say I'm in France, and in France it's okay, to do the 2 kisses to someone when you first meet, even like strangers, like you go to a party, you do 2 kisses. But let's say now I go in Japan. Well, in Japan, you cannot even touch anyone on the face. You have to go and you have to do, you have to pray. Well, not to
Bro,
pray, but you have to bend. Or you even
and
have to
then
touch.
you have to also be able to adapt, no? Adapt your boundaries.
So I mean, like the boundary, like it's not that it's good or bad. It's depending on also on your culture, on the people, and you have to understand the other also. If there is like if I go to Japan, okay, maybe I have to adapt to their boundaries. I cannot go and kiss them in the cheeks, or I can do it also, but you have to be aware of them.
Yeah, maybe they'll like it. Maybe they'll go crazy.
No, but you know what
Sorry,
I mean.
You never know.
I might have pushed some people's boundaries with that joke, but doesn't matter, guys. I'm testing. If I did push your boundary, now you can set it, and yeah, send us a comment,
That's how
smash
you
that
learn.
like button, subscribe, and continue to set boundaries. But last thing I wanted to share as well is you also have the conscious ability to choose the location, the area that you go and be in, and this will determine also the boundaries. So for example, the example of your shoe getting stepped on, right? Imagine now you're in a fancy restaurant and each time somebody walks over and steps on your shoe. That's really fucked up. But imagine you're in a busy club and there's
The
a
festival.
2,000 people dancing on drugs, and you're gonna get your shoe stepped on like 1,000 times during one day, so it's also, you might have set a boundary, but you have the conscious choice of putting yourself in a situation or place that is going to really challenge your boundaries. So if I am a calm person and then suddenly I go to this crazy party, I'm really pushing myself, so I can also expect to get disappointed. But in the same way, I really believe that you finding a positive group of friends like I have here in this call with me today, Flo and Tom, and be surrounded by people with very powerful mindset, with love, action mindset, you are able to build really healthy boundaries and have people that respect your boundaries, but also help you to continue to shape and build them. So it's so powerful, and I really love this conversation. Thank you so much, guys.
Yeah, very deep.
Me too. Thank you so much, guys.
Yeah, I like what you said about
amazing
the
episode.
environment. Yeah, I like that it's also your boundary depends on where you are. Yeah, very good point. That you can choose. Yeah, very good point, Bo.
And it's also even the country, even like the boundary of being shirtless. I'm now in Aruba. It's 35 degrees. You know what? Maybe in the Netherlands, if I go walk shirtless around, maybe they'll call the police. Here, it's like, come on. It's so hot here. I'm going to go live on YouTube and I'm going to take off my shirt because I'm in Aruba. And it's good. Here, the boundaries are more flexible. And it's so crazy how that can shift and can change depending on where you are.
It's a good point. Well, I have a bit stupid example, but we have just a few minutes left. But let's say, it's interesting also boundaries because also it makes you closer with someone. So let's say you're in a relationship with a girl or you have a couple, and at the beginning, you feel awkward to fart in the room or in the bed.
I knew you would say this.
Like it's like
amazing
a
example.
It's like a boundary.
Amazing example. And then she farts in your face, bro.
Yeah. And then she farts in your face, bro.
She's faster.
You pee, with the door open, bro. You know what I mean? Is like at the beginning, because you are strangers, you have these like shy boundaries. Like you will maybe not fart in front of, or you will not even like rot, in front of the person. But then when you get used to, you can do, maybe not, maybe you don't, or you can. But because also of the relationship that you have with this person, your boundaries is also flexible.
Exactly.
So get more flexible.
Get more flexible and fart more. Free fart for everyone.
Yeah.
Fart, all you need. This is the message of the day for the Papis. Girls, just fart away. Guys are secretly actually into farts. It's a turn on. It's a turn on.
Thank you.
Whenever you're in the club,
for listening.
Yeah,
let's end it here, guys, because we have a few seconds left.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for listening.
Yes.
Love you. Thank you so
Great
much.
episode.
Like, subscribe, leave your feedback, reviews, questions.
On a roll. Yes.
We are here for you guys.
Any topics you want to hear about, just share, just let it out there. It's a two-way conversation. We're also here to listen and to share and communicate whatever you need to experience. All right. Thank you, Papis. Take care. All right.
Bye-bye. Ciao, Papis.